G'day everyone, welcome to another episode of Wine Back Wednesday, and I hope that you guys have all had a lovely festive season so far and having a bit of time off where you can. But today I'm going over to the Hunter Valley, and Hunter Valley for whites is typically known for their Semillon. They have a very distinct style of Semillon, early picked and quite austere, and they age beautifully, turning sort of very honeyed and rich and full over the years after the vintage. But today we're going to taste a Chardonnay, which also does pretty well up there. There are a handful of producers that can pump out some wonderful wines. They make some great ones, and it's 12.5%. So Hunter Valley is at the mercy of the elements sometimes. The weather conditions there. It is subtropical in many cases, and the weather does pose some problems sometimes, but overall it's a pretty solid region. And as I said, the Semillons are great. Some of the Chardonnays, they're making some wonderful ones there, and obviously Shiraz as well, and a few other varieties are also well made up there too. And today we're drinking the First Creek Winemakers Reserve Chardonnay from 2019. First Creek is a brand that's owned by the Silkman family, and there's three well-known winemaking talents in behind the company. There's Liz, Sean, and Greg, and making some wonderful wines. And this is the Winemakers Reserve Chardonnay, so they don't produce these wines in the Winemakers Reserve collection every year. Only when they see certain parcels that really stand out and have some wonderful characters and really reflect the vineyard sites that they're from, and their varietal expression as well is wonderful. So this is fermented cool in both hogsheads and puncheons. Hogsheads about 300 litres, and then puncheons come in either 500 or 600 litres, and there are some variations to that as well. For about 8 months, nice. They sit on lees for all that time, just add a bit more texture to it. It's only 12.5% alcohol, which is fine, but I think over there in the Hunter, with those not the disease, I suppose those climatic pressures that they often have, sometimes the wines are of slightly lower alcohol, but they do get some wonderful flavours and wonderful wines as a result. So without further ado, let's give it a crack. So First Creek 2019 Chardonnay, that really sort of pale straw, the sort of green hue in there, in that line there. If the cap doesn't want to go back on, I'll deal with it afterwards. Yeah, so as I say, lovely colour, real pale straw with nice green hue. Really lifted nose. There's some nice stone fruits in the background. There's some sort of brioche and biscuity notes there from that lovely sort of oak and lees contact. And some nice elegant fine oak in the background as well. Really lifted and balanced overall. Same on the palate. There's some lovely austerity there, that lovely fine acid. But there was some really nice mouthfeel there. It's not a big wine. It's not like many of those Chardonnays historically in Australia that were overworked and very oaky and lots of malolactic fermentation characters, like butteriness. This has got a nice balance of good acidity, some nice fruit notes in the background, and there's a nice subtle oak element through it, and sort of a brioche, sort of cashew, sort of creamy note from that lees contact. Overall, really, yeah, that's a lovely wine. Lovely characters all around. Ticks all the boxes. It's going to be a little bit fuller, sort of medium bodied, so I don't know if I could sit down and drink numerous glasses of it without some food, but still very fresh and flavoursome nonetheless. So I think they mentioned, what did they say on the? I did read a bit of information on the website. There was, I think, some salmon patties or something, and some lovely fish dishes that it would go pair well with. So overall, yeah, Hunter Valley, despite its occasional climatic pressures that it does have, and dictating what or when they can pick and what they can grow up there, when they do produce the goods, they really hit these wines out of the park. So Good effort, wonderful, really enjoying this. I'm going to save the rest for later, and not sure what's going to have for dinner, but I hope you're well. Look forward to speaking to you in the new year, and all the best for 2023. Take care, everyone. Thanks for listening, and speak to you soon.